Hi, everybody. Another video about Donald Trump. And this video basically is if we can trust the guy or not. And I don't think Donald Trump is. I mean, you got to see where the world this guy comes from. He comes from this New York creepy um, political world where there's a lot of favors being done and a lot of inside things happening and stuff. But I wanted to bring up this one guy that Trump has been associated with, and he's deceased. But it's his former lawyer, which is his name is Roy Cohn. And I remember Roy Cohn from back when he was John Gotti's attorney. The guy's a really talented attorney. Was a really talented attorney. He's deceased now. But I think Donald Trump learned a lot from this guy. And this is the guy that Donald Trump really kind of fashions a lot of a lot of the stuff that you see today, the really outlandish stuff he sees. I think he picked up from this Roy Cohn. In fact, I wanted to read this one part to you. There he is there with Koch, mayor of New York City, and Cohn and Trump. But this one part of this, just want to bring a couple things out that to me kind of stuck out in this article. I think this article is, where is this article from? It's from the New York Times. It's a New York Times article. But anyway, it's kind of interesting to me, especially when you read this through. And believe me, I'm not saying that Donald Trump isn't a better selection than Miss Clinton, because I don't like her either. But I just thought I'd point a few things out here about Trump. Um, gosh, where is that? It's right here. Among the many things Mr. Trump learned from Mr. Cohen during these years was the importance of keeping one name in the newspaper. Long before Mr. Trump posed as his own spokesman, passing self-serving tidbits to gossip columnists, Mr. Cohen was known to call in stories about himself to reporters. So this guy was calling reporters and giving dirt on himself, inside information about himself, just to create activity, just to create headlines. I mean, this is what Trump does. You know, the constant tweets, the incredible misstatements, the outlandish, crazy stuff he says. This is just to create activity. He loves that. Just like what this says about Cohen. Is the main thing is just to keep your name in the newspapers. Keep your name in the newspapers all the time. And I think that's what this run for presidency is about for Trump. Publicity, keep his name in. A lot of people think that this thing is hurting his brand. Believe me, it's helping his brand. The things he says is building his business. He's very defensive of his family, his business. He's very defensive. He does not separate this presidential run from his businesses. He's all about that. And that's why I think he's running, because this is keeping your name in the public, keeping your name in the papers, keeping your name going on. But another part about this is really interesting. Um, is that he's getting married to his first wife, Ivana, and he gets a prenuptial agreement with her. And I wanted to read this part about it. The agreement completed only weeks before the wedding did not quantify Mr. Trump's net worth. Impossible to accurately determine due to the illiquid nature of his holdings. See, I've said that all along, that the biggest asset that he has is his name and his brand. And took a bearish view of Mr. Trump's impoverished or earnings potential and modest view of his tastes. So look at this. This is crazy. And took a bearish view of Mr. Trump's potential and a modest view of his taste. Donald's standard of living is basically simple. It stated, calling Mr. Trump's preferred lifestyle neither opulent nor extravagant. Now, this guy's getting ready to get married to a woman that's going to have his kids, and he's trying to screw her before he even gets married to her by making a prenuptial agreement and then lying about his assets and also lying about his standard of life. I mean, if anybody can call Donald Trump neither opulent nor extravagant, that's an out and out. That's just absolutely deceptive. So he's entering into a relationship with a marriage that he's being deceptive with from the very beginning. And now the American people are supposed to believe everything he says. We're supposed to buy all this stuff that he's saying when he can't even, although this was a number of years ago, maybe he's changed his ways. But during this period of time, he certainly wasn't being completely upfront and forthright with her, and trying to be someone that's entering into a marriage with some sort of honesty about their lifestyle and about their expectations and about what they're worth and all that other stuff. So I'm very troubled with Donald Trump, and I'm very troubled by the fact that he so many people are buying into his rhetoric and what he does and what he says. This guy's about himself. He's about doing his own thing. Like I say, I'm not saying he's, there's a lesser of two evils going on here, and I completely buy that argument. Hillary Clinton's a mess. She's always been a mess. Who knows what she's going to do? I don't think either Hillary or Donald are ever going to be as hands-on as people think they are. I think Trump probably will be a little bit more hands-on than she is. I have a feeling she'll probably defer to other people, really, really scary people that could do some real harm to the Americans, or to us as a country. Maybe not. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing: Trump is a very nefarious guy. He's a very nefarious guy. He's a guy that could be very scary. Um, I hope he's changed his ways, and I hope he's different than what he was when this article was written about him, or what this article was. But he's he may be the lesser of two evils. I completely understand that agreement or that argument, and he may be the person to vote for. But be careful. Thanks. I appreciate you listening.